I, the Lord, am bound when ye do what I say. But when ye do not what I say, ye have no promise. So I ask the question, what does it feel like, or what does it mean to you when you hear the words, bind the Lord? That's what we want to look at today in our Divine Destiny study of Come Follow Me. And as I mentioned to you, I heard those words so very many times from my mission president, but I want to backtrack for just a moment and ask you a question. I want you to remember a time when you were just a kid, young adult, any of those times. You will have had plenty of experience to draw upon when I ask this question. Do you remember a time when your mom or your dad asked you to get something done and you did it? The feelings that you felt. Versus another time when your mom and dad asked you to get something done and you didn't get it done. Maybe even they had to ask you multiple times before you got it done. But the feeling of getting it done versus not getting it done creates what? Well, my friends, it creates an incredible good feeling that you got it done. But what it does is it starts to build confidence. Confidence where? Confidence both in yourself and from your parents towards you and that relationship. You built a quiet confidence that you knew that you could count on you when you were asked something to do. But also, there was a confidence built from your parents that they knew if they asked you to do something, it was going to get done. My friends, that is exactly what is taking place here as we transpose that experience to our Heavenly Father. He is just that. He's your dad. And He asks you and I to do things. And He's giving us a promise here in the 82nd section of the Doctrine and Covenants that basically your parents probably have shared with you before. And that is, if you do what I ask, then I will do things. The Lord said it this way, I, the Lord, am bound when ye do what I say. In other words, when you do what I ask, I'm bound. I've made you promises, I will live by them. But if ye do not what I say, you get the rest. You have no promise. So, my friends, I guess what we want to ask ourselves in just a very simple way today is, do you have confidence in you? Does Heavenly Father have confidence in you? And maybe a couple more more important questions are, can you and will you? Maybe it's not exactly where you'd like it to be right now. And that can be for one of two reasons. One of the reasons can be very simply because we need to make some improvements, and we can. The other one might be because the adversary is all over you saying you're not good enough. But my friends, please don't let one fall to the other. In other words, don't let your not doing it be because you believe that the adversary is right. He is not right. Can I share something with you about him that you may or may not know? He has never been right. He has never been right about you. You are a divine son or daughter of God who has been given the capabilities, the abilities to do everything that your heavenly parents and your brother Jesus Christ has asked you to do, has invited you and I to do. Yes, we start to lose confidence when we don't do things. Then we start to lose confidence in going before the Lord. But in the words of Brigham Young, he said one time, if you don't feel like praying, you get on your knees and you pray until you do feel like praying. He also said this. He said, if you have a negative thought about yourself, tell it to go to hell, because that's where it came from in the first place. My friends, it's an interesting road that we walk because we contribute to those feelings as much or more than anyone else. Satan does not have any power over you or me that you or I do not give him. So what I'm inviting you and I to do is quit giving it to him. Quit giving it to him. Take the Lord's words. I am bound. That's why my mission president used to say it all the time. He'd say, elders and sisters, if you want the Lord's help, bind the Lord. Try him. Do what he says and see if he will do what he says he will do. He does every time. In fact, most of the time, my experience is he blesses us way more than what we have earned. But my friends, you do have the ability, I have the ability and the capability to become better, to do better. Go before the Lord. Go before the Lord in confidence. Report back to him on your activities, even if you're not 100% happy with how they turned out. Talk to him about those. Say, I did this, and I want to get better at this. He knows everything that you do, just like you do. But I can promise you, if you will give him the chance, he is way quicker to point out the good in you and the good that you do than either you do or the adversary does. Establish the relationship when the Lord gives the invitation right here. I, the Lord, am bound when ye do what I say. My friends, try. Try to do what he says. You won't be perfect, but the very trying of it, our prophet shares with us. President Nelson says, our Heavenly Father loves effort. Give him some effort. Don't give him your remaining effort or something that's left over. Give him your very best effort. And can I share with you, no matter how you may have felt about things your parents asked you to do, I'm grateful that my parents asked me to do things because it began to teach me about becoming more than I was. Your Heavenly Father is the same way. He's not up there looking for things for you to do. Can I say something that might not even sound super nice? He doesn't need you to do stuff for him. He wants you to want to because he knows what that will build in your character. But can I remind us of a cold, hard truth? He's already perfect. He's already a heavenly Father. He will use all of those abilities of being perfect and being a heavenly Father to help you and I to become. His goal isn't to sit in a place of perfection and judge. That's not who he is. He's sitting in a place saying, I'm here. I know what it takes. Listen to me so I can bless you. All that he has, we've learned in past sections of the Doctrine and Covenants. He has promised to you and I. He does it again here in the 82nd when he talks about where much is given, much is required. And we'll cover that towards the end of the week. But my friends, for today, accept the invitation. Tell yourself, I want my Heavenly Father to have confidence in me. And I want to have confidence in me. Therefore, I am going to do everything that I can to be a little better today, judge others a little bit less, work a little harder to serve, work a little harder to get closer to my Heavenly Father. These are basic principles, my friends. They're easy things to not do, but they're not so hard to do if you'll try them. Make an effort each and every day. Look for opportunities to serve others, to uplift others, to talk to your Heavenly Father, to share your heart with him, and then listen in return. You will accept praise that comes from him like no other place because he's your dad. He's your heavenly dad. And that praise will come. That praise will come if you will ask him to begin to teach you and inspire you, and then go act on those teachings and inspirations and watch the relationship that starts to not just blossom, but you will watch heaven flood into your life, because heaven is who you are. It's who you were created to be. It, my friends, is your divine destiny. Have a wonderful day.